tell those bikes are cheap crap. Alright, so I think it's about 10:40. Riding like a dumbass. Really cut that fucking truck off. Because you're in my way. Coming in like a dick. Can't talk apparently. Coming in like a dick. Thought about buying a Kickstart today, but I was like, eh. Funny thing is, I didn't see that charger anymore too, so. Fucking backed up for no reason. 48. I hope I piss people off when I talk shit about them. Got to witness a fucking walkout. What day was that? I think it was last Friday. And she's still fucking with the goddamn company. You know, she's a cool person and all, but she fucking blew up over nothing. About nothing. So hear me out. And I'm not talking shit about her, it's just I'm just talking about what happened. You know, I'm just making that stated now. So she came in on Friday. It was me, Dee Dee, and this said person. All fine. And going through everything like normal, so then she comes in, told Dee Dee, or Dee Dee said that we've been slow for the first couple hours, you know, which at times is I kind of expected at times, but not all the time. So I kind of expected it, you know, because day crews or, you know, management from day crew or from the day shift said that we've been kind of been steady. I said, okay, for at least right now, we might be a little slow. You know, that's what I was like, at least saying in my head. And that was Moot's fault. And so then it was, you know, it was. And then, so then this said person comes in at 5. And I said, you know, she said, if it's been, you know, we tell her it's been slow for so far, so can I go home if it's been slow? You know, thinking, you know, that it's, you know, she's being, or, you know, being serious. You know, she's being serious about this. So I didn't kind of take this, take it out, you know, as a joke, because she said she was joking. You know, so I didn't take it as a joke right away. And I said, you know, you know, kind of said it a little louder than I should have. She's coming. You know, and that's where she thought we were talking shit. And she's like, well, you're talking shit about me. I said, no, it's just, we were talking about what you were saying, and I didn't know that if it was a joke or not. You know, that's all we're, you know, I didn't get to get that out. And she kind of was like, oh, okay. You know, then walked off. And then Evelyn, an old co-worker of mine, which is cooler than hell. She's cool to talk to. You know, because she came in and orders a Polar Swirl. All of us know how she likes her Polar Swirl. Well, she ordered food and a Polar Swirl, and we all know how she likes her Polar Swirls, not, you know, ice cream and cookies and, you know, whatever topping, or, you know, whatever goes in whatever swirl that she wants, you know, Oreo, Reese's, cookie dough, M&M, whatever. She always picks Oreo. And so she, you know, the said person didn't know how she wanted it, and Evelyn, I don't think, fully knew that she was new. So I don't know what was all going on and why it all got fucking blown out of proportion. So she fucking, so Erica is who I'm talking about, but she's, you know, not her, not Evelyn, not fully her, not fully Evelyn's fault. You're gonna sit there, I'm going. You know, so it's fully nobody's fault. You know, they just didn't know, you know, a whole lot, you know. So I'm not blaming nobody. I'm not blaming nobody. I'm just saying nobody knew who was who and what was what, or how to do what. You know, the reason why I say I'm not blaming Erica is because she was doing it, you know, how she was taught, you know, which is a good thing. Evelyn didn't know that she was doing it by the books, and she was new. And, you know, it was just a clarification thing. That's what I'm blaming it on. It's just a clarification or being clear about, you know, how she wanted shit done, which is understandable. You know, communication is what I meant to say. It was just a communication fault between the two. You know, I think Evelyn said that she said it and Erica didn't hear it. I don't know what was going on, so I'm just sharing what I took in about it. You know, I didn't even know she didn't like it mixed, because like I said, Erica did it by the books, you know, so Erica was doing right. So I think, like I said, I think it's just a communication issue, because Evelyn, we know for sure, want to wait for that to happen, or wait for it to be made, which I don't blame her, because she wanted her food done right and done a little more, which I don't blame her. So, like I said, I'm just blaming it on communication, and I'm not blaming that on anybody. So then Evelyn said, like, no, I didn't want it mixed. That's where I get confused on what all happened. So Evelyn said I wanted it kind of like just the toppings on top, which to a point kind of makes sense.